Welcome to another Stage Analysis video. It's Sunday the 16th of March 2025. Lots to get through as always. Going to start off this weekend with the Watchlist stocks again. So not a big list this week, obviously the market having a torrid time of late. So rebound on Friday. We've seen a few stocks start to rebound fairly strongly with a bounce attempt. So some that are holding up include OKTA here, OKTA, which moved out into stage 2 back in January, had a pullback, and then the earnings reaction move sent it back higher in stage 2 again. So if we look at it on the weekly chart on the Stage Analysis website, you can see it's had a big sideways move for the last few years before attempting to break out in earnest here. It's had a few stage 2 attempts. You can see it went sideways for a big period before clearly moving out and then failing, and now it's trying to go again. It did add a new feature at the end of the week, so we can now look back on the chart history of this. So if you click on that full screen mode up in the top corner there, you can then use the scroll bar to zoom in, zoom out, and you can go back and forward in time. So you can see the full history. We can go back in the history of this. I haven't got the full history of the stocks. We've only got data going back to 2019, but I think with OKTA here, you can see how it started to move out into stage 2 in part of 2020 after a failed breakdown into stage 4, rebounded back up again. So had a really good initial stage 2 move, went sideways mostly in stage 3, had a few stage 4 breakdown attempts during that period before finally moving into stage 4 more convincingly around this area, and had a strong stage 4 decline. So you can now see the full chart history and how it's trended in the past. So I think that's going to be a useful new feature that I've added there, and then when you come back in, it rebounds back to where it is. So at the moment, outperforming its group, is the number one stock in the internet services and infrastructure sub-industry. You can see that has pulled back into stage 3 and potentially right on the borderline stage 4 area there, as it has broken down from a multi-month structure. So just sitting on the borderline, that one. It's tempting to move to 4, but might still hold on to stage 3 there. So whereas technology sector as a whole has also broken down recently, you can see breaking multiple pivot lows through here, so a few weeks below those levels, so potentially early stage 4 with that one as well. So this is OKTA is a standout in the group at the moment, so attempting to move high. You can see the earnings bar through here. The majority of the price action has moved above that, so looking for this to maybe VCP continuation attempt to new highs. RBRK is another one of interest, had an earnings reaction on Friday, so significantly outperforming the market with that 27.79% move on Friday, after what now looks like a terminal shakeout move where it rolled over from the structure that had been forming, pulled back towards its 200-day moving average very strongly, but then made a higher low and then followed through on earnings. So we've got a gap up move. Again, if we go onto the Stage Analysis website with this, so RBRK. So because it's a young stock, we don't have a huge amount of data for this yet. We don't have the amount of relative strength, which you need 52 weeks of data for that, and the SATA score yet has a year and a half until we get to that data. But stages data, you can see it's in stage 2 at the moment, just recovering from 2 minus back into 2. So big significant bar here. So again, if we zoom in on the full screen version, we can get a bigger chart of this to have a look at. You can see that's we call an engulfing candle, so it broke above the entire previous candle body there, open below, then closed back above it. So significant bar on the week with that, and the strongest bar that it's had since the move up through this area and the original stage 2 breakout area back in October 2024 here. So significant bar, so we're looking for this to hold on some heavy volume there. You won't want to see it drop much below the midpoint of that bar particularly. So if it does pull back in around the 62 area would be where we'd be interested on a pullback, but it has moved back above the 10-week moving average, 50-day moving average here. So if it does start dropping back below that in the near term, then that would be a sign of weakness. So ideally you want to see it hold even higher at the moment above that 50-day moving average, which is at 68.08 currently. So RBRK is an interesting one here for a potential follow-through move. It's certainly what we call a change of behaviour, not yet a change of character. So change of behaviour can be a single day move or a single week move, versus a change of character is when the structure starts to change. So for example, have a change of behaviour when something starts to pull back heavily. So this is a change of behaviour, but then as it starts to go sideways, it then turns more into a change of character. So at the moment, just a change of behaviour. If it can hold, continue through there, then it would be a change of character. RGTI, another one of interest. There's a few of the what we call the momentum stocks of late. So the quantum computing theme had a big move, as we can see, back through October through December before starting to pull back heavily at the start of 2025. So we've seen this with RGTI, IONQ, QUBT, and there's another one in there as well. So of the main quantum stocks, so all doing similar things. We're starting to see some strong moves on Friday, so 28.23%. So it does a huge move considering, but after this move through here, it's quite minor in the grand scheme of things. So if you look at this one, just closing back above the +1 ATR level, so from distance from the 21-day moving average, but not yet back above its 50-day moving average. So we want to see that follow through back above the 50-day moving average and then hold any kind of pullback potentially. So potential for a push back up into a short-term uptrend period here with the quantum stocks getting some momentum, but the market turns once more and the volatility returns, then these will be dumped very, very quickly. So you need to be extremely cautious with the momentum stocks like these, as they will get dumped off very heavily if the market turns back again. So again, if we look at this on the GTI, you can see the full move through here. We go back to the broader chart. You can see its history. It was originally a SPAC up here, so you can see the price action at the $10 level through there. So currently sitting above that $10 level, the SPAC level. So it's holding above and just pulled back around through that. So we want to see this, as I said, put back above the 10-week moving average and potentially pushing higher through this area. But this significant bar that formed is the key area to watch for at the moment. So that's the major area of resistance.